So a little bit of a room tour. I'll say a little. Who wants to listen to my monotone voice? But usually people see videos and they see this swinging around and it's about a minute's worth of footage and it all goes a bit like this. But we're going to explore a little bit further. So I'll start at this end. This is my G.I. Joes. Now predominantly you can hear the cat meowing. I love G.I. Joe. Obviously I was collecting it when it was Action Force. And when the 25th anniversary came out, I was like, brilliant. It's almost like vintage collection, but for G.I. Joe. So again, in the UK, it wasn't really available at any of normal retailers. You had to go to places like Forbidden Planet. As you see there, $7.99 for a Cobra bat, Forbidden Planet. Zartan, 2 Storm Shadows, Roadblock, Bazooka hidden down there. Yep, there's loads and loads hidden. There you go, Snake Eyes, another Snake Eyes, all the heroes. Hawk, one of my favourite figures now. True story. This Hawk came from France, from Leroux, that's how you pronounce it, shop. And my mate Mark bought it back in 2009 when he went over there. There is though there G.I. Joe The Action Force Storm Shadow in box. A little bit busted up, but that is a very good prime example of when G.I. Joe was crossing over. There we go, we'll just zoom in there. That's when G.I. Joe was crossing over into Action Force. So there we are, there's a Storm Shadow for you. Right, pan out of that again. Oh, there we go. Luke Skywalker hanging from Bespin. Obviously in this corner with the G.I. Joe is the Sky Striker. This is the HasLab Sky Striker set. Love it. I really wish that HasLab would do more 3.75 G.I. Joes. I know Super 7 obviously doing a wonderful job at the moment with them, but at the same time it would be great to see like a Cobra Rattler or something go with this Sky Striker. Moving on, as you can see, the back wall is completely solid with carded Star Wars. Now, hello Turtles, there we go, Ninja Turtles. Now with these Star Wars along the back here, there was a wall. It does go all the way to the back. If I zoom through there, there is vintage Star Wars, there is TVC Star Wars, there is the original packet Star Wars, there are some recarded Star Wars, but as you can see, I get my hand in here, and it doesn't just stop there, it does go all the way to the bottom. So when you think, craw, now if you come out here, that's like a multi-layered bit. Get back to Tatooine. So there's my Empire Strikes Back, one of my favourite films. Bespin always had that nostalgic 70s orange glow that I feel. Say the Bounty Hunters up there, some are TVC, some are not. I do like to mix my figures around. This one's a Darth. Lando, that's an older Lando. You can tell his body's a little bit discoloured. Thought I'd keep them out the AT-AT, that'd be fine. Snow Troopers coming up. You've got more Snow Troopers here. So there we are. There's some more Snow Troopers. These are the latest TVC offering, and then a few of the Black Series 3.75s. Now, if anyone who's a Star Wars collector in the UK will know that the Entertainer, going back about 6 or 7 years now, had a mass shipment of old Star Wars stock come in, which was the Black Series 3.75, which is like a TVC, but in the Black Series box. And we all were lucked out on that for the price they were going for, that's for sure. This is my Hoth sort of diorama. Obviously this is the main lot here is a Rebel Alliance. Again, Empire Strikes Back being my favourite films. We have the Walker, the ATAT vintage. Well, it's not vintage collection, it's legacy. Again, I bought this predominantly for my son when he was younger. It's now made its way into the cave. Better give the old, yeah, it might smoke when my memory starts slipping. I want to say it's the E-Wing. It's probably not the E-Wing. Don't know why I'm saying E-Wing. A-Wing, X-Wing, Luke's X-Wing, the one with the gold computer that goes up. And there we have the Galaxy's Edge, Smuggler's Run Millennium Falcon. What an absolute gem of a toy. Yeah, I had the Legacy, I still have it, but I've actually loaned it out to a friend to have in his room, best mate Mark, because I could not hold 2 Falcons that size in my room, just too small. As a lot of American people say, this is like a cupboard, a very deep cupboard. Again, some Boba Fett's there, so you've got the original Boba Fett, then you've got the TVC Boba Fett in the original colours, and Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett or Mandalorian Season 2. Obviously, you need Boba Fett's ship, Slave 1. Moving down, Mandalorian. It's an N1 Starfighter, love that, still do. Going on here, we have original Star Wars figures. Some retro ones there as well. Please keep the retro line going. Can add to these. Love that Yoda there. That's an original Yoda. Different coloured snake. Obi-Wan. There we are. There's Yoda from the retro collection. Original R2-D2 with pop-up lightsaber and 3PO. Quickly buzz down here. There's a Padme getting an update soon. Lots of Anakins, lots of Obi-Wans. Old Palpatine there. That's a great Palpatine. Obi-Wan again. That was a great sculpt for an Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. Thought I'd put Rey and BB-8. Some kind of symbolism for the sequels. Then I've got my Imperial hanger there. Again, that was a Kallax unit, and the company done the inserts. Nice lot of inserts there. Thought I'd put some Imperials on there as well. Are you all getting bored yet? You probably are. My original Falcon from when I was a kid has got a new dish on it. A couple bits there. If we go all the way down, there's my Boba Fett's. There's G.I. Joe behind there. Luke's X-Wing box there. I've got an original Snow Speeder in box. There's some graphics there for the Cantina. Lots of Boba Fett there, a bit knocked over. You have to pick some of these up. Moving on to my Star Trek, got some 3.75 custom Star Treks. Got the Enterprise bridge. I have another one in the loft, fully boxed. If you go under here, this is just solid for the toys. Going beyond this Star Trek is just solid Star Trek under here. Tons and tons of carded figures. Plus that. You move to this level and we have it not lit at the moment, which is great for a room tour. There we go. So I've decided to have the light cruiser corridor, put some Mandalorians in there, some Dark Troopers. One of my favourite TVCs. I just love this scene. What the scenes you can do from Star Wars and the Blockade Runner again. Vader there. Asking Leia. He looks a bit like his ex-wife. There we are. Jabba's palace. Again, it's not Jabba's actual palace. But this is TVC Jabba that recently came out. With some minions. There's some older figures there. I love that TVC Boba Fett again. Mr. Crumb in the corner and the card. Couldn't bear to take him off the card. We'll move up. This is the latest HasLab Cantina. As you can see, all the Patreons in there. Again, if I need to, highlight it. God, this is not the best tour, is it, on? There you go, a little bit of light in the background there. Can I say light up? There we go, just turn that off. If you're thinking here, you can turn off. Quite clever. Oh yeah, even got Lando there. And the game's the back. And again, there's just figures, carded figures, boxes, you name it. There's tons crammed behind there. Moving up to this level, Republic gunship. More Star Wars TVC. More old Star Wars, more TVC as well. Darth Vader's lightsaber. That's the Disney one that I built at Galaxy's Edge. Nice old Darth Vader there with both his arms, not like retro blasting with his missing arms. Love this, by the way. This was my game, my dad's game I used to play as a kid. Little mini football, brilliant. First technically action figure I had, an Action Jack. Stereo, for anyone that knows, it can make that noise if I ain't tuned it in properly. But it does work, and it's brilliant that still works. That was built in 1976, so it's a year older than me. Moving on. Yeah, speaks for itself. The Star Speeder 1000. Again, what a gem of a toy that is, especially when you look at the inside and see it all playing. We're now on to 11 minutes. I must be bored by now. Again, it just shows how much time it takes to go around this whole collection. Obviously my Ghostbusters, I've incorporated the Ghostbusters Playmobil house with it. I think that works perfectly. 3.75. Ninja Turtles, these are the reissues, but they look cool. I do have a shredder there, and I do believe that's a shredder of the eyebrows that have been mispainted, one of the first versions. Good old Skeletor. Glad to have a He-Man and She-Ra representation of Castle Grayskull. Of course, if we move up, you can't have a room without TIE Fighters, can you? Again, I've got another larger TIE Fighter one, but that's in the loft at the moment. Battlestar Galactica, I thought, well, you needed a Viper, and you needed a Viper for the 3.75 Starbucks. That was a custom that was sent to me. We have Airwolf. This is the die-cast Airwolf. I don't know what it says. I can't get my glasses. There you go. Universal Studios, 1984. That's a die cast. I know they're quite rare to come by the size of them ones, but that's a lovely piece. There you go, Batman in its Batwing. As you can see, we're in sort of an 80s feel here. Back to Future popcorn bucket. Nice Yoda and Mickey from Circular 2006. We have Stingray headquarters, Troy Tempest. There's some Thunderbirds on top there. Some Pops. I don't know why I got some Pops. As you can see there's some Turtles. I do like Michelangelo's my favourite. Ghostbusters, Doctor Who from the 70s, Tom Baker, Visionary, Knights of the Magical Light. I'll see Picard and Kirk from Star Trek Generations, General Hawk, Thundercats. You can see we're blended into the 80s and 90s now. Can't really see it, but that is a Skyways BMX the Stormtroopers on. One of my first displays in the cave. Robocop, Batman again, Back to the Future 2, Mork, Robin Williams, McDonald's, Transformer, Terrorhawks, Battle of the Planets. Again, we move down there, there's Battle of the Planets down there. Well, the Phoenix, that's from like the second series, I believe, when it's G-Force. At one point, there were two Phoenixes in the same program. Mr. T, got to be 80s with Mr. T, obviously with Masterpiece and Megatron in the background. That's MP1, well, not MP1, but the first Megatron, that was a masterpiece. One of my favourites, custom Eddie Murphy. I've got two of them, one in the box, one out the box, one's like a G.I. Joe type. LaCroix toys, absolutely fantastic. The original Condor from Mask. Original Grimlock, original Megatron, there's Soundwave, Starscream, I think they're reissues. Again, I've got a lot of wrestlers around here as well, big wrestling fan as well, would you believe. GoBots, Robo Machines, 4x4, had that one Christmas. There's my Enterprise D, that is the one I bought back in 93. My brother kitted it out with some extra LEDs on it as well because he's an electrician. Back to the Future Playmobil. There is even more Back to the Future through this gap. I can't see that. There's a courthouse behind there. There we go. Knight Rider, Street Hawk, A-Team, Fall Guy, V. My current boss made this for me on a 3D printer. Yeah, absolutely fabulous for the figures. Custom Magnum, again, Magnum PI, one of my favourite programs. Got the Playmobil set. Back to some more G1 Transformers, of course. We've got some Missing Link here, and then we've got some reissues as well, and some originals. Again, what people don't see on my videos, there's actually GoBots lurking. Shockwave from the comics, absolutely brilliant with Octoprime's head. That goes back to some of the original issues of the Marvel comic run. Onto G.I. Joe. Again, these go quite deep. Crazy legs in the background there. There are a load of Joes there. There's the Joes. My original Snowcat, absolutely beaten up, but in previous posts that is got lights now on it, and it does look really cool, especially if it's in the snow with the lights. Ore Striker, one of my first vehicles. Hit and Run. I loved Hit and Run. I mean, look at him. How cool was Hit and Run? He's just cool, wasn't he? Absolutely cool. So a lot of the ones around from the movie there. Just a reference. There we go. Action Force, the movie. Cobra Commander, Destro. Obviously the Hiss. That's the Megatron Hiss from the Hasbro line. Thunder Machine. That's the Soundwave. Again, we've got some Series 2, as I thought, as I like to call them, of the figures. Down again, we've got G.I. Joe, that's the Well. I've got the Action Force boxes there. I've got a couple of cards there. One being Action Force, one being G.I. Joe. And again, more wrestling figures. These are more of the Hasbros and some of the retro Hasbros and reissues. Got a nice Sting there. For anyone that knows these Sting figures, we know that's quite a rare one. Stormtrooper helmet with a Stormtrooper. That's my son's Christmas present. I won't go into that now. G1 Jetfire, G2 Megatron, Powermaster Prime, Shockwave, and another Prime from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen or something like that. It just goes on. Masterpiece Grimlock. Love these Cybertronian Transformers. Battle Chargers. Run amok and run about. Good old Metroplex. A lot more Generations Transformers. Again, I had the whole of the Generations Transformers line. They're all in the loft now at the moment. Thought I'd put my hot rods all in one place. I do love a bit of hot rod. A bit of Super 7 there. Obviously Rodimus Prime from Hasbro. The Hasbro reissue with the colours from the movie. The original reissue hot rod. I do have another box version of that as well. Can't remember it. Power of the Prime, something like that. Rodimus Prime. Energon. There's the Titan one, which was the metal one. Masterpiece. Of course, the original Rodimus. I've just got, these are just full of Transformers in these boxes as well. Got some G.I. Joes along there as well. Japanese. Bit of respect for the British Bulldog there. Hometown Hero. Nice one. Yeah, I've always kept my son's drawings in here as well. I've got a folder of them. It's nice to look at him, how he's draws this stuff for Daddy. He knows what I like and he's actually good at drawing it. You got Primus there, or Cybertron. Obviously the box for the MP Megatron. We've got all these Super 7 Transformers hanging. Fortress Maximus, he started my sort of kickstart again into the modern Transformers. Thought I'd quit with Generations, but then they decided to launch War for Cybertron, blah 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 blah, and it just grew out of control. Dinobots, again, I kind of keep it G1-y, so you've got Jetfire, obviously Scorponok there. Paraglide. Obviously the gold standard and Optimus Prime and Megatron now from Studio Series 86. Absolutely sublime figures. Still absolutely happy with that Jazz though. That's one of the first 86 ones to come out. Absolutely brilliant. Again, been able to get very much screen accurate Transformers. That is a third party Megatron. Romulus, I believe. Absolutely brilliant though. Absolutely brilliant Megatron. That's my Unicron. I couldn't get the HasLab at the time, so went for that Unicron, which is the one I got back in 2001. Had that imported from America before it was available in the UK. Love it. On 20 minutes now. God, is everyone still looking at us in 20 minutes? Jesus. Anyone can skip this, I tell you, it's fine. Transformers, so yeah, Optimus Primes. There's more Optimus Primes. There's an original Optimus Prime, there's a reissue Optimus Prime, there's a reissue Ultra Magnus behind there. Then we have the Optimus Prime Power Master reissue. There's Soundwaves, there's more reissue Soundwaves, there's the stuff in the corner there. As you can see, there's just tons of stuff. There's even Transformers hidden behind there as well. There's just Transformers hidden behind Transformers. Skeletor, Cornholio, you have to have Cornholio. There's a rare one, that is the Fun School Street Hawk G.I. Joe. Don't know if anyone can actually see the rest of it, but the bike is there somewhere. There is actually a bike there with a G.I. Joe figure. Hello CM Punk, best in the world. Snake Eyes, Jeffrey from Toys R Us. Again, never going to give that card up. Starfleet, Black Hole, Sesame Street, Garfield, Tron. Put these in. Does look good, the old light cycle going up the strip. Battlestar, the Muppets, Flash Gordon. Gordon's alive. Absolutely lovely, 3.75. Brian Blessed, you can't beat that. Original work. Thundercats. Again, got that from France recently. Really, really cool. Pretender. That's the Matty Collector's hoverboard from Mattel from 2012. Again, I'm not going to go too far in this, but it is just an absolute. There's Marvel under there. There is so much stacked under there. Again, I've got a whole garage. I've got a loft full of stuff. I just haven't got the display area for it. Doctor Who, do love a bit of Doctor Who as well. There is just so much. Sword of Omens. There is just so much to cover. So you start even just going behind here and you start seeing things in the retro series collection, and then you've got the big Gentle Giant student Boba Fett there. Studio. Anyway, I'm just blabbing on, but you can see there is just always something to look at. Love that X-Wing. Absolutely mint condition X-Wing. And that's it. I think I'm going to just end it there. 23 minutes. I've been rambling on about my room. I think we even missed this shelf, so lots of mask. That's the red gold wing from Raymond Toys. Absolutely brilliant, but we are getting obviously little subjects soon. I've got a Rhino incoming. I'd have a bit of Danger Mouse. Windy Miller. So some of my favourite cartoons as a kids right there as well. Had to represent Thundercats. Really uncanny that the original Thunder Tank, which I bought, actually holds perfectly 3.75 action figures, which makes me wonder if they originally were going for that design for 3.75. Again, there's Sergeant Slaughter. Some more G.I. Joes with a well. I think we're just kill that there now. Well, thank you for listening. It has been going on for a bit too long. And again, if you like this video, just give it a like or something. If not, don't worry, just view it. Give my Instagram a view. Go on the Gopher. There we are. Kermit the Frog. But yeah, maybe I should do more in-depth mini videos of each section. But again, you could just spend a very long time looking down every little nook and cranny in this room and working out what's what. Everywhere there's just hidden hidden treats. Anyway, thank you for looking at my closet, cave, cupboard, whatever you want to say. I'll speak to you all later. Bye bye.